Well, there you go. Look, I absolutely forgot to put the music on. Mainly because I've got a guest sat on my lap, which is making everything really difficult to do at the moment. To be honest with you, because she's being a pain. Hello, say hello, everybody on YouTube. Yes. So she's being a pain. She's stopping me from doing anything. Oh, she's going onto my legs now. Oh, dear me. Hello, everybody. Let me get Discord up and running at the same time. Oof. So Discord is back. It crashed last night. So hello, Chandrima. Hello, Pantherfleece Slave. Play the KV2, please. Hello, Striker. Blown Up. Yoda. Ricky. Economics Mate. Solar Bear. Hello. And then we've obviously got people in Discord as well. We've got Elia, Lopney, The Deal for Real, and Yoda also. Wow! Before we get into what's happened, namely things like 7.1, etc., etc., let's have a look in the store as we always do. Because there's lots in the store. Chieftain is still there, the Mark 6 for 20,000 gold. Okay, it's cheaper than the Carnarvon X. But hey, well, the Super Conch, sorry. But hey, but I tell you what is a good deal. The AMX 30B for 17,500. That's not a bad deal for a nice tier 10 medium. And it is a nice tier 10. Oh, it's 17,500 in this store. Okay. There's no boosters in this one. You get in this one you're getting all the equipment unlocked, the rare attachment, which in itself is worth quite a lot of gold. And the Fortune Legendary Avatar. So you don't get any camos or anything, but that's not bad, to be honest with you. I mean, the attachment itself is 1.6 million credits if you've already got it. And if you've already got the tank and you buy it, you get 6.9 million credits back. That isn't actually a bad price. I mean, just out of interest, and it is just out of interest. Let's have a quick, because I haven't got the attachment on it. So if I look at the attachment is 4,000 gold. So if you take the attachment cost away, you're getting the tank for 13,000 gold. I mean, that's a tier 10, guys, for 13,000. That's not bad. And you're getting a 4,000. It's okay. It is a good one. Absolutely, totally agree with you. It's a nice tank as well, and for 17,500 gold, of which 4,000 is an attachment, you're getting a really nice tank for actually a bargain price. To be honest with you,
the AMX 30, it's like a Leopard and STB at a time.
I agree. And then when you compare it to the Chieftain next to it, which is 20,000. And that's not coming with any attachments or anything. Okay, you get the legendary camo and you get 25 certificates. But, you know, the Chieftain isn't... it's a nice tank, don't get me wrong. It's a great tank. Yeah, hey Daniel. But for what you're getting with that AMX, guys, that's not a bad deal in real terms. I mean, 13,500. That's really nice. And then you've also got for 15,000 the AMX 30 Proto, which is also a nice tank, by the way. It's a tier 9. And you're getting the Lorraine 40T for 15,000 gold. So that's 2 tanks. Okay, tier 8 and tier 9. And the tier 9 tank is a nice tank. The Lorraine 40T is a nice tank. It's a bit trickier to play, but it is a nice tank. And if you don't want the AMX, if you don't want the Lorraine, then for 10,000 gold, you can get the AMX Proto. So just hear me out on this because it may sound a bit counterproductive. For the cost of 27,000 gold, you can get a tier 9 and a tier 10 medium tank. That's the AMX 30 Prot and the AMX 30B, which is 7,000 gold more than getting a Chieftain Mark 6. I'm telling you, it's worth thinking about. You're getting two nice top tier tanks there. Okay, one, the Proto is a premium tank. Thank you very much, Blown Up. I really appreciate that, my friend. The Proto, okay, is a premium tank, whereas the AMX 30B is a collector. But that doesn't mean to say it doesn't earn good credits, because it does. It is a nice tank. Then, of course, you've got. Sorry, yeah.
Between the AMX 30B and the Chieftain
30B. I would choose the 30B. And the reason I would choose the 30B is because you're getting, as Lockney said, you're getting a cross between a Leo 1 and an STB 1. You're getting quite a nice, unique tank in that tier. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not as OP as, say, if you're looking at the T22. It's not as trolly as that, but it's still a good tank.
You are a heavy, but you have nothing heavy about it. There's nothing heavy about the tank.
No.
Like it used to be when you can hold a ridge and use that gun to rain from above.
Yeah.
Now with your 400 alpha, I mean like a Leopard with 350, STB, anything with 350 can outtrade you.
Yeah.
You don't have mobility, and God forbid if one of the lights cuts your back, like boom, shakalaka, you're done.
Yeah, I mean,
You have the mobility to react like mid-flight.
no.
Like, if I see a Mark 6 crossing the map, I'm gonna shoot HE at the side. It doesn't matter.
No, absolutely.
It used to be the hill scheme. Like you get the hill, and nobody's gonna challenge you there. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems like not anymore.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The
Especially with the E5. Like the E5 is way better than it. Like take an E5 there, it's way better. There's nothing.
yeah, I mean, I still like the Chieftain. I still think the Mark 6 is a good tank. But if I had the chance, it's 20,000 gold for that Mark 6. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice tank. I do like it. But for an extra 7...
It's the only high tier premium that I have.
Mm.
So I actually play it and I like it a lot.
Yeah, so do I. But the AMX, that's a good deal. That is a good deal. Anyway, moving on. You can also buy the Lorraine 40T for 8,000 gold. Okay, it's not an easy tank to drive. Hey, Bobby Hopkins. No, everybody's Discord crash, Bobby. Don't stress it, mate. So, the 40T is a difficult tank, but for 8,000 gold, it may be worth a consideration, but that's up to you. I mean, I know a lot of people that absolutely love the 40T, and I know a lot of people who absolutely hate it. And if you don't get on with the AMX, what is it? The AMX 5000, isn't it? Is it 5000? The tier 8 clipper. I mean, I've got the 40T. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have got it. Yeah, 5000. So if you don't get on with the 5000, the chances are you're not going to get on with the 40T. It's a similar type of tank, obviously, but with a lot more shells in the clip.
Tell you what, have you tried a clipper in skirmish?
I did, yeah, and I failed miserably.
It's on you now.
That was on me, yeah. It was on me.
A clipper? The Lorraine, I don't think Gravy was playing Gravy for everyone.
Yeah.
Was playing it, and I was against him multiple times. Like you can't react to it because he has 4 shells. He can clear like low targets really easy, and 5 versus 5, it's a game changer.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. I mean, like I said though, I mean, people do struggle with clippers, and if you do struggle with the likes of the AMX 5100, then the 40T is a similar type of tank, albeit it's got that extra shell, but it has also got that longer reload in between magazine clips. But that's not to say it's not a nice tank. It's a nice tank. It is a nice tank. I think the AMX 5100 is a nice tank. And as Lopney just said there, the thing with clippers is it's generally not the clipper's fault, it's generally the person playing it, and I agree with that. And I say in a lot of the live streams that, you know, I'm not the best clipper player. Although I say that, and I look at my win 8 on the likes of the 57 Heavy and the AMX 50B, and it's actually quite good. So
You need, like for me, I need to find the sweet spot. For me, I played the 57 Heavy, nothing special. I played the 5100, too much waiting. But the AMX 120 is awesome because your clip with HP on that range, like go to the flank, catch a VT, and he's dead.
Yeah, totally.
There's nothing he can do.
I mean, you'll also see in Clan Wars.
Nobody can react.
No, totally.
But the tier 10.
Fugit, did you see R2K yesterday with Lorraines?
I did. That's what I was about to come up with. You were going to see in Clan Wars the players who do know how to play the clip as well. In the tier 10 Clan Wars, they'll take out double 50Bs, which will devastate the battlefield. They have the ability to just devastate it. I mean, the DPM on a pair of those running out is just obscene, to be fair. Hi, Gravy. We're just talking about you, actually, Gravy.
The difference is, in tier 10, your clip damage is not enough against the super heavy. What I mean, if you are the tier 9 and you are top tier, or even against same tier, if you see a medium tagged once, you can push it and it's dead.
Yeah. I mean, saying that, I was in the 50B the other night on live stream, and I came up against Swotob of Loka in his Cranwagon. And I tell you what, it's bloody difficult to pen that thing. It's on the test, and it's difficult to pen it. I had to load APCR, and even then the turret was a big red tomato. So it's going to be an interesting tank, that one. But I digress. So yeah, no, clippers, if you know how to play them, and as Laurie said there, R2K took them out yesterday in the tournament, the Ascent tour, and wow, I mean, you know, clippers are good tanks if you know how to play them, but a lot of people struggle, and I'm one of those. I freely admit it. I do struggle with clippers. I do, because it has to suit us. You know, you really have to get used to the fact of getting into cover, resetting your camo and that sort of stuff, which a lot of players do struggle with, to be fair. But hey, going into the bundles, however, so we dealt with the ones that you can buy for gold. There are a couple going for real cash. So first off, we've got the Desert Valentine 2. Okay, it's a tier 4 collector. It's if you're a tank collector, it's one that, you know, will interest you. If you're not, then okay, it's only what, $5 or whatever. It does come with quite a lot of stuff. You get the tank, the garage slot, the equipment, all the equipment unlocked, the Desert Wind camo, 7 days of premium, five certificates for 5 XP, and 5 combat boosters. The thing is, it's still a tier 4, and unless you're a tank collector, you know, you're not going to be rolling out in that tank that often, to be perfectly honest.
And the pen sucks.
It does suck, to be fair. It does suck. Next up, we've got the tank that a lot of people love, which is the French Draciolo, the AMX CDC, going for approximately $15. And for that, you get the tank, the garage slot, all the equipment unlocked, the legendary camo, 15 certificates for 5 XP, and a charm for a future epic avatar. Now, the AMX CDC is actually a nice tank. If you're after the Draciolo, and it hasn't come around, admittedly it's tier 7, but it doesn't come around very often. this is a good alternative. It basically is like a Drac, to be fair. It's just tier 8. And, you know, if you're looking for that bit of speed and mobility, it's got brilliant gun depression, quick load, etc., etc., then, you know, if you can't get your hands on can't get your paws on a Draculo, this one's worth looking at, if you haven't got it already. We've still got the Super Conquerors, obviously. You've got the Choice of Champions, which is, you get gold and stuff. You still get the Super Conqueror containers, the Chieftain Mark 6 containers. I don't know what this one is. Conqueror's Power. So for like $100, give or take, you get 35,000 gold plus 100 certificates for 5 XP, which does, and let's face it, sounds a really bad deal. But then if I go to gold, for 37,000 gold, you're spending the same price. So you're getting a lot of certificates though. So it's a bit more. It's a bit expensive considering that you get less gold than if you were to buy the gold outright for the same price. But you're getting 100 certificates for that 5 times XP. Now for newer players. Well, for new players, that would be worth it, because obviously for new players, they want the XP more than anything else. So, yeah, anyway, that's just the way it is. Then you've got the Vicar's Might. I don't know why they've called them these, but they have. So for this one, you get 15,000 gold for the price of 17,000 gold and 50 certificates. So I don't know why those two have come out, Conqueror's Power and Vicar's Might, but hey, let's say still got all the Super Conquerors. You still got the Sheriff in the store, the T26E5 for $20. Give it a nearest damn it. And for that you get obviously the T26E5, all the equipment unlocked, and the Sheriff Camo with some certificates, etc. Or for basically $15, I think that is, or nearest damn it, $17. You can just get the T26E5 without the camo and without everything unlocked. So if you're going to think about this one, guys, get the Sheriff. It's worth that extra $5 or something, near as damn it. To be honest with you, because of the equipment being unlocked and the certificates and everything. And that's about it in the store at the moment. Obviously you've got all the normal tanks, but they're just normal tanks, they're not on offer. So that's the store for the moment. Now let's turn to the other stuff. Let me just get a replay up and running. We'll start off with Sarah and the E4 on Rockfield. So a couple of things. 7.1 is here, and it brought with it a new map along with new graphics and a few buffs and nerfs. But what about the map? Has anybody played the map yet? I mean, I've played it a few times on the Asian server and in a couple of streams. What's everybody's take on it?
I actually enjoyed it.
There's a bit of an echo on Discord. I don't know why there's an echo on Discord. Hang on a minute, guys. There's an echo on Discord for some reason. Don't know why. That should be okay. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that. I was just trying to work out why Discord was echoey, but it seems okay. So, the map.
I like the map.
What do you like about it?
Well, I played it on the medium side. If you play aggressive with the medium on the medium side, it's really good.
To be honest with you, I found that if you go down that medium route rather than going anywhere near that heavy flank, it's more productive. You get some better positions, and you can get some good shots virtually to most members of the map. It struggles a bit when it comes to supremacy, because obviously those bases, the one on the medium flank is wide open, and you can't get any shots into the ones in the town. And you certainly can't get any shots whatsoever into the ones over on the heavy flank. But for an encounter battle, I think you're right. I think that medium route is much favoured. If you know what you're doing, it's a really good place to go. There's some great spots. even up by the waterfall, any tank with good gun depression can dominate round there.
And I think it's also a really good map for tournaments.
I think it will be a great map for tournaments. Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to that. To them adding that. I think that would be really nice tournament map.
Quite a decent sized map too.
Well, yeah, but it's. I mean, it's a big map like Faust, but it hasn't got all. You haven't got that problem that you have with Faust, which is, do we cap D, C, and B, or do we go to the A cap and try and? You don't have this dilemma between the upper story of Faust and the lower part of Faust. What you've got here is just a big map that has got huge potential for some really good battles. And I'm looking forward to that one being in tours. It'd be nice.
Yeah, can't wait.
No, nor me. I mean, like I said, I've played it a few times now, and it's an interesting map. Even on Supremacy, I've not seen many people trying to cap the bases. To be honest with you, maybe because they're not used to where they're going to go yet. But I've seen a lot more. I've seen a lot more success going down the medium route, even in a heavy. To be honest.
And there's even some decent TD spots.
I haven't played it in a TD yet. I've been out in a medium, a light, and a heavy on it, and it had some good fun, but not the TD as of yet. So I'll be interested to see that one.
Scorpion today on it. Yeah, it was beautiful sniping. Tanks that couldn't even see you.
Absolutely. And what about the? Has anybody noticed the improved graphics?
Yeah, the shell when the hit mark is staying if the tank is dead.
Yeah, and I think that's quite good. You can literally see where you've been smacking somebody, even when it's dead. It's quite good. It is quite good.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's great if you damage someone's ammo rack, you know where to fire your next shell at.
Yes.
So you get the ammo rack.
That's true.
Well, that's been good. What about some of the nerfs and buffs? Has anybody taken the grill out?
I did. It's
It's
really good.
So the grill's looking better, yeah?
Yeah, it's better. Well, people said that it was trash, but I liked it before.
It was a tricky
And
tank.
now it's even better.
It was a tricky tank before. That's why people were saying it was trash. But all they've really done is they've only lowered the reload by 0.5 seconds, isn't it? It used to be 4.05 and now it's just 4-second reload, I believe. I'm just trying to get it up because I can't remember off the top of my head. Where's the grill? Grill. God, they buffed and nerfed a lot. They've done loads. There it is. So yeah, the rate of fire is now 5 rounds a minute rather than 4.7. The reload time has dropped by 0.7 seconds. So it used to be 12.7 seconds. It's now 12 seconds. But they've also increased the damage, which is big. So the DPM on the standard AP used to be 3024. Now it's 3200. That's quite a lot. That's quite a big increase. On its heat, it used to be 2,598, it's now 2,750. And on its HE, it used to be, this is DPM. DPM used to be 4,535, it's now 4,800. So it's increased that DPM a lot. Sorry, it hasn't increased the alpha, that was me being a muppet, reading it wrong. It's increased the DPM. So that's a lot of DPM. And I can't remember how much DPM in fact I'm going to have to check now. So the Jaeger-Roo, sorry, not the Jaeger-U, the Jag Tiger Tier 9 has got one of the best DPMs in the game. And that has a DPM of 3,997 on its main standard ammo. Compared to 3,200, yeah, so the grill is still lagging behind quite substantially, to be fair.
Here's a fun fact for you. The grill has one of the best DPM HE wise. Like, if you look at the HE,
Well, the
DPM
H,
is not bad.
yeah, the HE for the Jag Tiger is 5,214, and for the Grill it's 4,800, which isn't that far away, to be fair. It's quite good.
But the pen is what, like...
Oh, the pen is massive. I mean, the pen...
No,
The
it's
pen...
not massive. It's not big. It's not huge. There's nothing special about
Let's
the
have a
pen.
look. Where's the pen? Oh, the pen on the Jag Tiger is 65, and on the Grill it's 75, which is not bad. It's not bad.
It's 15 centimeters a gun. It's a huge gun. With 75?
Yeah, but when I look at the Jaeger-Roo is only 85 as well. It's the same pen. It's the same pen.
Think of it like that, okay? You are trying to itch a backside, and you can't.
But the Jaeger-Roo, the Jaeger-Roo dishes out 12,000 high-end alpha on its 8 sheet with the same pen, whereas the Grill only dishes out. What's the Grill dish out again? It only dishes out 960 with the same well, no, it's 75 pen, not 85. I read the wrong one again.
Okay, with that kind of pen, you cannot.
No, you can't. You're right. That's not great.
You cannot pen a medium side or a medium flat side or the heavy squishy side. You cannot pin that.
No, that's true. You certainly can't. You certainly can't pen a Vickers light or a Sheridan with that.
Okay, if you're lucky if you pin a Vicker, like you're super lucky.
Yeah.
That thing is a nightmare.
Well, I mean, I've always said the Grill is technically a difficult tank to play. And the only criticism I've ever had with the Grill, to be honest with you, is that it's a little bit lackluster compared to the Waffle Tractor Tier 9. To me, I think the Waffle Tractor is a better tank than the Grill, personally.
Way better.
Yeah, I do.
The only thing that the Grill has is like maybe the accuracy is awesome. That's it.
Yeah, the Grill's accuracy is better than the Waffle Tractor, I must admit. But I just find the Waffle Tractor an easier tank to play than the Grill, to be honest.
But here's the thing: if there is a pebble on the ground, your gun is aiming for the skies.
Yeah. Well, don't know about that one yet. I mean, I haven't gone out in the Grill since the update, so I'll have to check that out. At the moment, we're watching. By the way, we're just watching Jory in his STB-1. The STB-1, by the way, is a fantastic tank. If you haven't got an STB-1 and you're not even thinking of grinding your way to it, think again. It's an amazing tank. It really is an amazing tank. And that is a great game. 7,500 damage, 6 kills. Wowzers. Wowzers. Well played, Jory.
Nice game.
It is a nice game. And next up we got Strike. Going out in the SU-152. So yeah, I mean the STB-1, I love that tank. It's quite funny actually. Somebody once said to me on the official Blitz Discord server, it was one of the Pramo guys. He said you'll never achieve a 2,000 damage average in an STB-1, and he was right. He was 100% right because my average is 2,500. But hey, you can't have everything. There's also two. If you look on Blitzhanger, 7.1 is also brought in the potential of 2 new premiums, which is the Centurion Mark V-1, which is a medium tank at tier 8, and a T-44-85, which is a Russian medium at tier 8. Now, looking at the two tanks, the T-44-85 doesn't look that good, to be honest with you. It's got not great penetration, not great damage, average view range, not good hit points, and only 6 degrees of gun depression, and a reload time of just over 5 seconds. Now compare that to the British potential tank, which has a much better hit point pool. It has actually almost 400 hit points more than the T-44. It has obscene penetration. I mean, you're talking 226 on its standard AP. This is a tier 8 medium, guys. 258 on its APCR, 42 on its HE, but hey. Then it's got pretty crap damage because it's a British tank and they've always got really bad damage. But it's got just a 5.5 second reload time. But it's also got 10 degrees of gun depression. That's going to be an interesting tank to look out for. It looks like a cross. It looks like it's a cross between a Comet and the FV301. Is what the picture looks like. So, but it's on Blitzhanger if you wanna have a look at it at your leisure. It is there. It looks an interesting tank. It does look an interesting tank. But I don't know when they're coming out. Just like I don't know when the American premiums that have been promised are coming out. And I think what I don't know what tank is on the load screen at the moment. When you load the game up, there's a tank on the load screen. I can't remember what it is. But is it?
That's E5, I think. The T26 E5, right?
I think it's one of the new premiums that's coming up, but I can't be certain because I've been trying to work it out. But we'll see. So, I mean, that's the update. New graphics, loads of buffs, mainly to DPM, and the Yukon map, which is nice. I do like that map. Brings us on to the next one. Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Which brings us on to our next one. One of the top YouTubers is thrown in the towel, mainly because of studies. It came as a bit of a surprise, to be fair. Wow. So, I wish Pantherfleet all the best in his legal studies. I hope he does well. It's a shame that he's going. But, hey, what can I say? Wowzers.
What?
So yeah, I mean, that's the thing. What can I say? It's the Renegade, apparently, we're saying. Ah, there you go then. So yeah, so we've effectively lost quite a good YouTuber for the English-speaking community, European, EU servers, World of Tanks Blitz, to be honest. But there are lots of up-and-comers, as we know. Yeah, exactly, Hyper Spider 7 is one of them. So is Fizzy. So is Wild One's Halper, by the way. And don't forget, there's always every good name is taken. Don't forget these guys.
I'm slowly growing myself, so.
The other thing that we did have, along with the updates, and this happens every update, or it seems to happen every update, we get glitches. And one of the glitches, well, it's I don't know what the glitch was exactly, but it caused the Ascent tours on Thursday to be rescheduled. But that wasn't the only thing. It also created a situation where if you missed a tournament, you normally get a downvote, military honour. Okay? Some people have got like 12,000 downvotes for missing the Ascent tournament. It's been absolutely mad. And it's happened on the Asian server and it's happened on the EU server. So on both servers, people have been getting sort of massive amounts of downvotes for not turning up when it wasn't their fault. So it's been interesting to say the least. Oh, yes, Royal Fatness is ticking along. That's right. He's come back again. He did. I'm pretty sure he did have a YouTube channel prior, and then sort of knocked it on the head. And basically, I think he knocked it on the head and just sent all his replays to Bushka. Obviously, Bushka's realistically not doing Blitz anymore. In let's be honest. So yeah, Royal Fatness has sort of jumped in. He's a good player though. Okay, he's a bit of an OP spam artist when it comes to things like the Sheridan's missiles, but that's because he takes time to understand the game and he takes time to understand the tanks. He puts a lot of hours in to learn how the tanks play. He's actually a very, very OP player. If you haven't checked him out, he has got a good channel, to be fair. He is a very good YouTuber. He is indeed. And he's North America. Which, you know, that they need, the North America server does need more streamers and more YouTubers, in my opinion. So does Asia.
Yeah.
So does Asia, to be fair.
I do both, NA and Asia.
And yeah, both servers need more. So, and I've noticed Every is jumping in now and doing the Ascent tours in Asia, which is good because Asia needs that exposure also, because they do have a lack. Whereas the European server and the RU server do have a lot of YouTubers focusing on that gameplay, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, obviously they're big servers, but it'd be nice to get Asia and NA back up to. I mean, okay, Droodles leads the charge on NA, and I mean Fish is there as well with the streaming side and stuff like that. And you know, there's other players out there. Tyler Schofield, he's also NA. So there are a few YouTubers dedicated to the NA server, but it's nice that his Royal Fatness has jumped up and taken that. It's good to see. Yeah, well, yeah, that worries me though, Ferry, to be fair. Not about him being targeted, about me being targeted by the woke brigade and SJWs, because I'm not exactly woke or SJW, let's be honest. It's just not the way it is. But anyway, as I said, I wish Pantherfleet all the best. I mean, it's bloody difficult getting into certain parts of the legal profession. He's done well to get there. And, wow. I just, you know, I don't think he's going to disappear completely. I think I think he'll be back. I think he's just worried that his studies are going to take its toll, which is normal. And once he gets settled in, you'll see him back with a vengeance. And yes, of course, Jody had a Yoda Jedi Master and Economics Mate are both good YouTubers, fantastic YouTubers, dedicated primarily to the Asian server. Although Yoda does multiple servers. So again, yes, I keep completely see that's bad of me. So you need to get out there and go and see Yoda's channel and go and see Economics Mate's channel, both of which are they're in my Discord server on the YouTube channels, and they're also on the community tab. So by all means, go and check them out. They deserve recognition, and as I keep telling everybody, it doesn't cost anything to sub to these guys. No one's asking you to pay for anything. And just subbing to them doesn't cost you a penny. Seriously, it doesn't. And guess what? You get to see some good content at the same time. Which is better than watching YouTube for dogs farting and cats falling out of trees, let's be honest. So, there we go.
I don't care if you do high damage or low damage.
I'm not agree with that statement. The internet was invented for that reason. So
that is true. The internet was invented for dogs farting and cats falling out of trees, I must admit.
yeah.
Yeah, this is true. That is the only reason. But, wow, I mean, what can I say? The other thing I wanted to talk about, I've done a video, I haven't released it yet. And the reason I haven't released it yet is because I'm still umming in Ari. And the reason I'm umming in Ari is because I don't want to keep releasing videos that are just moans. Now, that's a great video, by the way, Chinese Noob. What a great name that is. He's actually Chinese, but he's not a noob. I was speaking to a few people on Rolling Swarms, one of his streams the other day, and it's come across on some of my streams, and it's also come across in the Discord, quite a few Discords. Quite a lot of people seem to be miffed with the game again. In fact, I know quite a lot of the players, some of the older players. Not as in older, as in, you know, my age or Bushka's age. Older, as in they've been in the game a while. Have suddenly lost motivation to play it. And one of the themes I'm hearing is both. It's not MM, but it is. I'll call it MM. Is bad teams and RNG. So I want to talk about RNG first. Has everybody been experiencing bad RNG or an insane amount of ghost shots recently?
Yes, definitely.
Anybody else? I mean, they're there.
I would say less ghost shots, but RNG just generally seem to bend everyone over a barrel. So I know I'm being screwed over, but then it's nice to know so is everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I remember once catching. And I've said this before. I've caught a stream where every good name was taken was streaming, and the shot he pulls off, you can see it go through the turret of the tank and impact the ground on the other side without absolutely registering anything. And it was unbelievable. Now I thought, okay. And I've had one or two ghost shots, not many. Okay, some of them I shout, oh, that's a ghost shot, only because it's in the middle of the battle and I'm just miffed. When actually it's me missing, let's be honest. But RNG is a different thing. Now, I played in a game the other day, in a Leo, and towards the end of the game I screw up. I put the wrong ammunition in, and I screw up on the E100. But before that, I'm smacking the rear hatch, the rear backplate of a mouse, and it's just not registering. And the one that bugs me more than anything is when you make a shot and you hear those immortal lines. That went right through him. Yet it does no damage. It does no damage, and no modules are destroyed. And I'm sat there thinking, well, what do you mean it went right through him? How? Well, it's done nothing. So, what was that? What is that meant to say? Is that meant to say that was a good shot, but you're a muppet and it didn't pen? Or that was a good shot and RNG has said, no. I just don't understand that one.
I mean, you could just put it down to RNG and just make it easier to sleep at night.
Here's the thing that no one understands. Heat penetration.
Oh no, that's where I screwed up on the E100. I had heat loaded in the Leo, shot his side plate, and it's never going to pen. But if I would, but I wasn't hitting the mouse with heat. I was hitting the mouse with AP CR on the Leo, and the back plate of a mouse is wide open for AP CR. And it kept saying, that's gone right through him, or that's got to hurt, or critical hit, or whatever. There was nothing showing. I'm like, really? Okay.
Exactly. Sometimes your heat pins through spaced armor, and sometimes it does not. Sometimes it pins through tracks, sometimes it does not. Where's this literature that is going to explain to me the mechanics behind this thing? Because I'm really frustrated. When I play, I had a birthday on my Vindicator.
Yeah.
Don't judge me.
Vindicator, oh god. So you're looking to pen anything.
The only reason that I hate that tank is, believe it or not, just because it has heat as a main.
It does, yes. It does, yes.
So,
Yeah, like the
T49.
with its side to me is impenetrable. Like, I still don't know what heat is. Like, please, someone please make me understand the mechanics, because I don't understand. Sometimes I watch replays, they shoot through the tracks, pinning, no problem.
Yeah, ammunition comes in two types, kinetic and chemical energy. And in real life, this is in real life.
I know everything about real life ammunition.
Yeah. And
I've been on both ends of ammunition.
Well, when I first looked into the rounds on Blitz, I thought it would reflect real life, and it doesn't. Because heat in real life is a mixture between high explosive, which is chemical, and it has a dart, which is the kinetic energy round. And it has both in real life. Blitz doesn't seem to have both. It seems to have higher penetration, which would suggest the AP kinetic round, because it does have higher penetration than obviously heat or HE or HESH, but it doesn't. It seems to have the same type of parameters, so to speak, that if it encounters spaced armor, it doesn't go through sometimes. When in real life it would. It would actually go through spaced armor.
That sometimes. That's my problem. Sometimes, like, please, can I go somewhere to read about the mechanics, or is it just a mystery for me to, after 20,000 battles that I don't understand, to no fault of me?
I could be wrong, but I think it's how they've modelled the tanks, because in some instances, if you aim just above the tracks, you can actually hit heat through.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm going to assume it's where they've put the nodes of different aspects of the tank. I'm not saying that's the answer, that's my guess.
Okay, I can understand your argument. Like, I can memorize like 35 hitboxes. They're slightly different from the model, like in a game like Overwatch or something like that. But we have 400 tanks.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on this one. Heat always confuses me because it's hit and miss. Sometimes it acts like an AP round. Sometimes it acts like a HE round, and it's very confusing, to be honest. It is very confusing, and I even watched the official World of Tanks PC wargaming video on ammunition, and that didn't explain it fully because that told me that it was pretty similar to what it's meant to be like in real life, which is it has the characteristics of both kinetic and chemical energy. But it doesn't act that way in the game.
Does distance make a difference? Does distance
PC,
make a difference?
The mechanics in PC are, if you shoot through space armor, it's gonna detonate, and the whole destination is gonna be calculated as armor, with air being 3 times less of an armor.
Correct. That's how it works in PC, so, and this is where I got confused.
That's something I can work with.
Yeah, Blitz, it doesn't work that way.
Shooting a T-49 with heat in a side, not pinning, I'm gonna rage quit.
And I agree with you. That's why it gets confusing with the heat, because it doesn't work. Like I said, sometimes it will work like an AP round, and sometimes it'll work like an HE round, but it won't do the splash damage of an HE round, by the way. So that's the other thing. I mean, in real life, all HE ammunition, whether you hit it at spaced armor or not, will still cause splash damage somewhere. Okay? Because what it does, it obviously ruins the integrity of the spaced armor. So the next time you fire in that same place, in real life, there is no spaced armor there anymore. It's been mounted. It's gone. So you've only got armor. Obviously, we don't have that in Blitz, because we don't have things flying off the tanks. So, for example, if you hit the track things on an E100 side with heat in real life, it'll blow it to bits. The track guard, it will blow the track guard off, and there'll be no track guard. So the next time you hit, you're hitting the tracks, and therefore you're hitting. If you get through the tracks, you're hitting the actual armor. And it's the same with the likes of the Sheridan and any other tank that has spaced armor. We don't have the bits flying off the tanks. But heat, that's HE. Now heat has a big dart inside of it in real life. And that dart penetrates. Regardless whether it's spaced armor or not, it has the ability to go through. It will take a lot of the energy out of it. So I'd appreciate there'd be less damage, but there still should be damaged. Or, but at the very least, you should be tracking the tank if you're hitting the tracks, because you're killing the road wheels still. But that doesn't seem to happen.
The one thing I think that also doesn't work as it would do in PC is overmatching with armor, because the number of times I've been in a bat chat or I've been in the Sheridan and I've been hit by a 183 and it should have gone through, and it just bounces off your butt with AP, bear in mind, and I'm just like, I've got so lucky there. But then I think of the other player. If you're in their shoes, it just makes you think, well, I don't think overmatching quite works in game.
I think you're right. I don't think it does either. To be fair, but you're right. I mean, I've seen 183s bounce when they shouldn't, and I've seen that. You think, wow, that was lucky. It's like I bounced a 183 in a Vickers Light the other day. Now work that one out.
Where was it off your gun mantle?
It must have been.
Yeah.
Now this is the thing. Is that him? Now he was a Super Unicorn player, by the way. So is that him? And he was literally I was in a live stream, and he was literally just round the corner. So it was on dead rail. He was on the medium route by where the C cap is, yeah. And he was hit at the back on the TD spawn. And we didn't see him, and I came hurtling around the corner in the Vickers, and he shot me. So I turned around to go, and he hit me with that one for 900. So I turned around and went back to chase him down, got up close and personal, almost up close and personal to him, but not that close. He smacked me again and bounced me. Now, that can't be his aim, surely. That's RNG, pushing it that way. Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, but think of it like that. If 183 shoots a Vickers, if it's not pinning, it should flip the tank.
Absolutely, yeah. It should do that. It should. It's a Vickers Light.
Like, come on! If I hit
That's
the
how
back
it works. I've seen plenty of games on PC where a 268's hit a light and then you just see the thing fly away.
Which should happen with that gun against that tank?
Like
I mean,
gravity mode.
it should be like that for that sort of.
Sometimes when there's like a zooming tank, you hit the tracks and like tracks it and goes like rounds in circles because it keeps the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that should be also when I hit a zooming tank with big gun.
Yeah.
Like, take it out. Because when you, that happens a lot. When you get shot, your aim becomes worse.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah.
So your tank's like rocks a little bit.
Ah.
So, yeah, but make it more pronounced, like for big guns and small tanks.
Yeah, two
Make
things.
it more
One,
pronounced.
I'm not going to dance on
You
this
have to
stream
bear in
because this
mind,
is
though,
coffee
it's
chat.
only a mobile game,
Two,
and it has to cater
good
to
morning,
all kinds of platforms.
Virginia Beach. How are you doing, Team Trouble?
Excuse is not an excuse because
It was almost a good excuse.
I'm sorry, I'm arguing with the font of all knowledge here. Carry on, my friend.
no. Because like
The man who
they-
knows
they
everything
said
about
something
everything.
about an engine or something like that. But the PC team made an engine for the game from scratch, and they partnered with Intel.
Yeah, but their budget's a lot different. Like, you've got to bear in mind, it's different departments.
I know it's a little different. You know why they made the new engine? So they can make the game playable on all PCs with low-end graphics, having a good experience. So they said that they introduced new graphics to the game, which is okay. I can understand. But when we said, what about sound quality? And when we had the Tony, was it?
I mean,
on
I
the
just
stream.
want British crew voices. That's all I
Yeah.
want. I'll be
Yeah, how
perfectly
difficult
honest.
is that, eh? When they say national crew voices, you stick the British one in, it's still an American.
Yeah. We asked. Actually, we asked the Tony on Meaty stream. I asked him like when sound is coming, like because sound in any experience you have like what you are experiencing with your vision, with your hearing, with your touching. So half of the game is the sound for you. Believe it or not, like you can go fancy as long, like you can go real tanks, but if the sound is not good, it's not like a good experience. So they said they're having problems with that sound engine. That's why they cannot right now in the current engine they cannot produce like some reverb and some like deeper effects. But they added some effects, which is okay. It's welcome.
Maybe sound is next on their list. I don't know. But I'm with Batman on this one. I want to hear, oh, jolly good shot, sir. That really hurt.
Remember Skate put that
No,
video out?
for that.
Am I?
Like for example, here's something about it. There's no British crew voices or Swedish or anything, although they have all the lines. They
Yeah.
can voice over it in like a day, okay? But girls on Panzers, crew voice is in the game.
Yeah, but but the thing is, look, I feel for wargaming here because when they finally get round to adding British crew voices,
It should be skates.
it won't be. It won't be. This is the problem. It won't be, and it's going to be like this. It's going to be this. It's going to be this. You're going to get your Jaegeru or your Death Star. You're going to wipe somebody out in one shot, and all you're going to hear is "Nice one, bruv." As Meadsy kicks in.
Governor.
You're going to have that. You're going to wipe out a tank in one shot. It's going to be "Nice one, bruv."
I was taking the piss out of him. I saw one of his video titles, and it was do's and don't do's, and I was like, no, it's do's and don'ts.
Exactly, it is do's and don'ts. But
I asked multiple times, are you dyslexic? And he said no. But I think he is.
Dyslexic.
and I don't think he is dyslexic.
Just do it to get your attention.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, they'll get Meadsy to do the crew voices. That's what it would be. It'll be that, and you just got to have a lot of "nice one, bruv," all the way through the game. That's all it'll be.
Any of you guys heard the Italian crew voice?
No.
No.
I would absolutely shoot the enemies for no reason on radio just to hear my commander.
Well, this is why I don't shoot anybody in the Anko. I don't shoot anybody in the Anko because she speaks. And it goes really through you, what she says.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's your real reason, isn't it, Fugit? Not because you miss all the time.
There is that as well.
They should add something when you miss, like when you hit nothing. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Well, Cantius is on, and he's saying the sound is being worked on. And his guess is that the current engine can't handle the higher and lower frequencies, which is why it's being redeveloped from the ground up. Which makes sense. It does make sense.
Well, they can always release it for PC.
I mean, they are working on a lot, that's the thing. They're only a relatively small team.
Yeah, they
Just
are.
gotta
Yeah, they are.
Be a bit patient with them. I mean, look how far the game's come in the past, year alone? It's come leaps and bounds compared to what it was when it
Oh,
first started.
absolutely. I mean, graphics-wise, it's come up. Team Trouble, I do use any replays from the NA server if they're sent to me, mate. So send me one. Drop it in my Discord, and that'll be it. That'll be good. I'll be able to show one. But yeah, I mean, they have come leaps and bounds since where it was when it first came out. I mean, the maps, the graphics on the maps are better. Okay, let's
They've
be
got the
honest.
HD rendering of the tank.
Yeah, Hallis wasn't a great map because it was just Mad Games Wasteland reworked. To be fair, and it was a disappointing map, let's say. Whereas this Yukon map, I think, is fantastic. Normandy is fantastic. And these are newer maps. And I like those maps.
The other day was on Rolling Storm, and we were talking about something like Yukon, Normandy, and you have then what is it? Like the big maps, the new big maps.
Mm-hmm.
Are 9v9 ready?
You think? Well, I mean, somebody mentioned that, and I don't know where that's going, but it'd be good if we got some big maps. I mean, Yukon's a good big map. Normandy's a nice big map as well.
You got to bear in mind though, so we're talking about how the game's, I wouldn't say struggling, but you're talking about how you've got ghost shots now.
Yeah,
And this is a 7v7 on the maps we have.
absolutely.
So surely if you make the
Ghost
maps
shots.
bigger with more player,
You're going to
Yeah,
get more
it's gonna
ghost
get
shots. Yeah, you are.
Here's something for you. The ghost shells are not the client's problem.
JHC Turn Down TV, hello, welcome.
Are the server's problem.
Well, I was about to get to that because I know they've kind of done it in certain places. So, for example, you only get Mirage in the lower tiers, okay? But there are certain maps they can just say, right, these are just for tiers 1 to 5 now. Because we have got maps like Copperfield and Mirage and certain maps that really are too small nowadays with the tanks that we've got. And they could then separate the maps, surely. Which would I don't know, because I'm a techno noob, but surely that would ease some of the strain on the servers. Maybe.
I suppose it could do. I mean, the thing is so I was thinking before with what Lopunny was saying, it just depends on what tiers you play and all the different game mechanics that they're bringing in. I mean, they're reworking the vehicle nodes at the moment, so where they've got the turrets blowing off.
Okay.
So at least they're looking into this sort of stuff, and
Yeah.
with the new interface, they're streamlining it all.
Mm-hmm,
So I mean, I suppose a lot of this is in the pipeline. It's just a case of waiting until it happens.
Totally agree, and it probably is a question of just waiting until it hits their. I mean, they've probably got a list of things that they need to bring in, and these things take time to.
Great tanks.
Yeah, yeah, well. And these things take time because obviously they've got to develop them, they've got to test them, and then they've got to introduce them. And I mean, if you watch the Wargaming Skirmish stream tournament, they were talking to the guy who developed Skirmish 5x5, and he said it took his team quite a while to come up with the concept, to get from the concept to the actual rollout. Because they had to pick the maps, they had to pick which parts, where they were going to draw the lines, how it was going to work.
Can I call bullshit, please?
You can. I'm not part of their dev team, so I don't know if he was lying or not.
No. I don't think he's lying, but I call bullshit because we were on Meaty stream like a year ago.
Yeah.
We were like having a game when he said, "Oh, it's gonna be awesome, like a tank, like a map like Dead Rails, like it either." You're playing on right or on left. You're leaving the hat. Like, okay, 5v5, 3v3. So it's not a new concept. Nothing new. The Kings were working in the community a long time ago.
Oh no, absolutely. But we in the community. I mean, there've been community tournaments. 2v2, 1v1, 3v3, 5v5, but they've always used the big maps. And what they did with this Skirmish was obviously pick maps that they could split in half effectively.
Yeah, that was one of the things that we worked. Like the map is work.
Yeah.
They have the map, and on maps like I don't know, vertical maps, like you can cut it in half, like Dead Rails, Oasis. These maps we were playing on these maps
Okay.
the same way.
That's fair enough.
But they working a lot of the things. Let me please call bullshit, because if they're not paying attention to the community and what they are doing, and they should add something like, I don't know, every game has it, like the workshop.
Yeah.
You go to training. Okay, I can go to training. The only things that I can control are nothings.
Yeah. Well, again, Cantius makes a point. It's not just the development; it's fitting it into the release schedule. Which, again, yes, we fail to take that into account sometimes. That they have to schedule these things, that they have other things in the pipeline that they want to roll out, like they wanted to roll out gravity mode, and they want to bring back, because everybody keeps asking for it, Uprising, Mad Games, Realistic, etc., etc. So
Mix and match. They should make mix and match. I want to see a mouse with, like, I don't know, MS1 gun.
Oh, no, that would never happen. I mean, because how are they going to stick that in? I mean, that would be almost impossible for them to do. And
Just entertain the idea for a mode, for a week.
Whilst some people may be interested in that, I can tell you now, half the game base won't be, because half the game base just want the big gun. They don't care about the tank.
If you have a big gun, you cannot have a lot of HP, for example.
No, I mean, there could be things like that, but you
have points that you can spend on your tanks. Like and they should make, I don't know, for example, like the April's Fool, make all the tanks the same. They all look the same, but you don't know if his Alpha is 640 or he has super duper engine.
You know, that's one thing I did miss. When they brought out the Mark 1, and you could only go into a battle against Mark 1s on Fort Despair, and we all had the same tank, same engine, same HP, same alpha damage, same reload. And that was an interesting mode, to be fair. That was interesting.
So it's look. Same mode, same tank. It's a free tank, like a rental or something. You can have it for the week. You can play in there, but you have tons of modules. Okay.
I'll tell you what. That's one thing. That's one thing I do think they should think about introducing, like they do in World of Tanks PC.
It is doable in this way because you can have modules that income like you cannot stack this with this. It's really easy.
Well, I was about to say. I mean, one of the things I don't play World of Tanks PC, but one of the things I do know about World of Tanks PC, which I think they should think about introducing here, is the rental ability, where you can rent a premium tank or whatever. I think that's not bad. That's not a bad idea. They should do that. It would be nice, I think.
But here's the thing.
And I've run out of replays, by the way.
It is a nice thing, but from there, they're gonna get, no matter what, even if it's a good idea, they're gonna get backlash from it. Yeah.
Well, probably, yeah.
And it's gonna affect the sales I don't think, in a positive way.
So you have to watch me playing Asia in a T-3485. Sorry, which is the way it is.
If they did the rental, it would be like a once-off thing, so you can decide to whether if you want to buy the tank or not, and say an hour max. And then you can't buy that tank again unless you buy the tank.
Well, they should do it the same way they do it on what PC, is my understanding. But so that was the RNG side. So everybody, you know, RNG. They did lower the pen from, I think it was 15% down to 5%. The RNG pen was released. But yeah, I mean, there have been a few ghost shots, but is that the game, or is that ping, or is that what you know, you just don't, or is that you just missing or loading the wrong ammo? I don't know. But the other thing that came up, and I've seen this myself, uneven teams. Now, I said it falls under MM. It doesn't, because it's not the matchmaker that does that. The matchmaker just picks the tank, the type, and the tier. So if you roll out in a heavy tank at tier 7, it will slot you into a tier 6, tier 7, tier 8, tier 6, tier 7, tier 8 game queue. And depending on how many mediums there are, etc., you will get into one of those games. But one of the things that I have experienced, and I experienced it last night, 3 games in a row on live stream, is all the super unicums on one side and all the new players on the other side. Now, I'm not talking about skill-based MM here. That's ratings. And I'm not saying that the MM has to look at your win rate, etc. But one of the things that this does is it creates completely, vastly uneven teams to the point whereby it's a whitewash. It's an absolute whitewash. 7-0, 6-1, 6, whatever you want to call it. And that is becoming a lot more regular at the moment. And I know a lot of people have experienced that. Now, there's got to be some way, surely, that they can put some form of algorithm into the MM to stop game imbalance. And that's all that is. I mean, I'm not asking for skill-based, because this is random. This is not ratings. But game imbalance. So if there's 4 super unicums in a queue, and you can tell that the super unicums, that they've got 50,000 battles and 67% win rates, they're unicums, guys, then don't stick them all in the same team. You know, allocate them accordingly, because they weren't platooning. Has anybody else come across these imbalanced teams?
What about platoons? Like 2 super unicums in a platoon, and sometimes when you are playing for the whole night, sometimes you come with them, sometimes you're against them, and the other team, there's like the white ones, like with white win rate, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That you can't stop. But if there was 2, because I went into a battle last night where there were 4 platoons, 2 teams each side. And on the one team, it was 2 Unicum platoons, 2, so that's 4 players. And on our team, it was 1 Unicum platoon, because I was with somebody from Loco and he's a Unicum. So, you know, and so tuning is tuning. You can't do much about that. But what I'm talking about is when it's purely random. And I know what you're saying, Lucantius, I get that. And I don't want to go down to that, because I don't want to take those stats into account. But there's got to be a way, without making it skill-based, but still make it even, so to speak. Still balance the teams. And I'm not saying you've got to take into a battle count or anything. I don't know how you would do it. But get away from where it's going to be so one-sided. Because sometimes the games are so one-sided, and it can't be fun for players who aren't, you know, who are new to the game either. I mean, it's just something I've been, you know, pondering, to be honest with you, because there are many times when you roll up into a game and you say, "Yeah, we've lost this." I've definitely run out of replays now. Oops.
Like I sent you 2 screenshots. I had those players on my team 3 games in a row.
Yes. Yeah. It's that.
Prime premium tanks.
You're gonna get. I mean, you're gonna get. You know, some of that. Yes. But I don't want it banned. This is the tricky part, though, Lord Cantius. I don't want it banded. So all the 30 to 50%ers only go into one battle. Where, you know, if you've got... I don't know how to... Look, I would suggest it this way. It's much the same way as they you know, you've got 7 people in a team. And, yeah, I suppose it is like a band. Where, you know, you stick, I don't know, 3 players who are between 30 and 45% in the team, 2 players who are 60 to 70%, and the rest are 45 to 60%. Maybe that would be better. That doesn't make it skill-based. That just makes it balanced, i.e. the teams are then balanced. And I'm not saying you pick it on win rate and say, oh, well, he's got 65, so we'll match him against another 65. I'm not saying that, but you've just got to give it...
Make the battles more fair.
Yeah, similar to, yeah. Apply a rule, so you have a spread, yes, similar to that, yeah, like that, Lord Counting. So it's a spread. So you're not matching you're just allocating, as yeah, exactly. That's not skill based then. That's just a balancing trick, so to speak. It's just balancing the teams. And then it gives all the teams the opportunity to win the battle. And that's all I'm asking for. I'm asking for a fighting chance. Because one of the games last night that we played, you knew from the off it was never going to be a win. And it was a complete whitewash. Because, I mean, we had 4 players who were super duper duper unicums. And unfortunately, because I've already logged into the game, I can't show you. But I went out the other night in a game I was tuning with Loca, and I had 2 guys from RNG on my team. And we were up against a team that didn't have notable players, let's say. They were all below 48% win rates, apart from 1. And we absolutely annihilated them. There was an annihilation, literally.
Yeah.
And that's not fair for that team, really. Because their backs were against the wall before they even pressed start. Before the countdown clock had kicked on, they were going to lose, in fairness. I know that's not guaranteed. Because, you know, I've been in games, I've showed games where I've been in up against raid toons and we've annihilated them. So it's not always the case that it's going to be that way. Don't get me wrong, but there does need to be some kind of balance.
Here's the thing. There's a huge red flag when you look left or right and you spot some 2 or 3 of your teammates clanless, camoless, with a stock gun.
Well, I've said
I
that,
can take a 1.
but I've
I
said
can
that,
take a 1.
but I've
2,
said this.
maybe.
But Lockney,
But 3?
I've said this before. What? Lockney, I've said this before. Why do you need camo, man? Before you got to tier 5 as your newbie, you were doing well without camo.
Okay, can you see that holy trifecta? Like,
I'm just playing devil's advocate because Wargaming removed the ability to camo until you get to tier 5. So if you're a new player, you're brand new, you know nothing about this game. Why do you need to spend credit? Why do you need to spend credits on camo when it's done so well for you up until this point?
Way worse. Here's something way worse. When you are spotting for your teammates, okay, I can do this, my EZO can take it out. And you roll out and your EZO hit the shot. Okay, and the enemy hits you back. And you look at your EZO, it's an EZO 152 Hunter with a stock gun!
Yeah, and then there is that as well. There is that as well.
So, whose fault is that? If I assume
Of course you can, Republic.
Alpha, if I assume a 640 Alpha on that gun, and I think, okay, there's no way he's gonna miss this shot. Oh no, I'm dead. Because of the Hunter camo, because he has a legendary camo on a stock tank.
Yeah.
And it's not just once, it's not just once. It happened again.
Oh, it happens, yeah.
Stalwart, E100 Stalwart with a stock gun.
Yeah. Although somebody moaned at me the other day on the Asia server for going out in a Malshan with a stock gun. Yeah, I did 5k damage.
But did you have a legendary camo though?
No, no, I had normal camo.
So that's like sometimes that's like a big giveaway. Like it's not like I assume you are a good player or a bad player. No. The only thing that I assumed from your camo is your gun caliber, and it was totally wrong. Like I don't get it. The Izu has the 152 in the title. Like it's in the name of the tank.
Yeah.
BL10, it's the best gun in the game.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There is some of that, and I get that, and it happens a lot.
Excuse me, don't judge me if I rage quit.
But this was the other thing that was in the video that I've not released. So on the Asian server, and by all means you can check out my stats on BlitzStars. Okay, you have to appreciate, I've come from 30-odd thousand battles on the EU server onto the Asian server. So I'm taking a lot of experience and knowledge with me into effectively a new account, which is why people generally re-roll. But it's not about how good I am on the Asian server, okay? That's not the crux of what I'm about to say. But I've only done, to this point, I've now done 750 battles. But I'd only done 680 battles on the Asian server, and I got the mouse. A Tech Tree Tier 10 German tank. Now, I remember when I first started this game, and it took me a hell of a lot more than 600 odd battles to get my first Tech Tree Tier 10. It took me a hell of a lot more.
It took me 5,000.
Yeah, it took me a hell of a long time. And a couple of things I noticed. One, yes, we now get boosters. You never used to get that back in the day. So you now get boosters. And if I go to my store, you will see that I've got bloody hundreds of these things here, look. But I get combat XP boosters, and I've got 59 of the special ones, which give me a lot. And then we've got free XP boosters. So that's 2 types of booster. That's going to give me lots more boosters than I would normally get. Then I've got crew XP boosters.
I've got so many of them.
Okay, so then I've got credit boosters, and then I've got all the other ones. Then on top of that, you can get certificates here. I haven't got any. Yes, I have. Here we go. I get a certificate for 203 XP. I've got 280 of those. I've got 2,300, 11 of those. And I've got 10 for 28,003 XP. So I've got 10 of those. So that's 280,000 free XP. Okay, that I can get just for the boosters and these certificates. On top of that, I've also got, and I have a lot more in my Asia account because I get thrown a lot more of them than I do here. In fact, I've got none in this account. I get certificates to purchase a tank for 50% or 25% or whatever. A tier 9, tier 10 tanks, okay? In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to log out of EU and I'll log into Asia to show you what my point is. And you'll see what I mean. Because it's interesting. And I never knew this. And don't forget, this was not around when I was grinding in EU way back in the day. I've just put the wrong password, the wrong email address in. Yes, I know, it's not that. Sorry about this, it's taking a bit longer than normal.
For you, never type a password on live stream.
Oh, they can't see that password.
Even if I can't see it, I can I can see how many characters it is.
You can't see what characters there are, though. There's a lot of different characters.
But that's a huge help. Believe it or not, that's a huge help. So please be more quick.
I will. But anyway, I'm going to show you now what I mean. So this is my Asian account that we're logging into when we eventually get there. Oh, it's taking time, eh? Here we go. So, as you can see, I'll get loads of offers first. So as you can see, I've got hardly anything up here. I've got 1.2 million and 230,000. Great. If I go to my storage, then I've got loads of boosters anyway. And I've got all this sort of stuff. And I haven't got any certificates because I've used it. But this is what I wanted to show you. So I'm grinding at the moment. I want to show you this. So this is the German line. And as you can see, actually, let me just go back. So you can see I've only done I've done 794 battles in total since I started on this account. 794, and I've got the mouse, and I got the mouse at 660 or whatever it was. Now, if I go to the German line, there's the mouse. I've got it. But you can see I'm already at the Tiger 2. So you know I can get the E75 and the E100 eventually. So it is doable. But this is the thing. Let's say I want to buy the E75. I'm not going to. Let's say I want to. In fact, let me go down to. Let me go here instead. The Jaeger. Sorry, the Flat Panzer. Have I fully upgraded this one yet? Let me see if I've upgraded it because it's. There we go. That's what I wanted to show you. So. You've got this instant upgrade. So I haven't grinded this. As you can see, the Stug has got 0 XP. And for me to get to the Jag Panzer 4, the Flat Panzer, I've got to research the gun, realistically, to get there. And it's going to cost me 35,000 XP. But I can instant upgrade for 2,000 gold, near as damn it. Cost me no XP. I can save all my XP and get the Nashorn or the Flat Panzer. And I can do that with every tank, by the way. That's what I can do that with every tank. So Tiger 2 is fully upgraded, so I can't do it with that now. Now I can just buy that. And I've got enough XP to get the E75. Yet I've not done many battles in the Tiger 2 because I've only got 26,000 XP. But if I wanted to, I can get the E75. And when I get the E75, you see here, to get to the E100, I've got to upgrade, and it's going to cost me at least 100,000 XP. But for a few thousand gold, I can instantly upgrade it and just go bang, without playing the E75. So I can upgrade to an E100 without ever having played the tier 9 tank. That is wrong, I think. I think that is wrong. And I think that's one of the problems that we currently have with why the upper tiers are flooded with players with very low battle counts. Because they can do that. I can get an E100 never once playing the E75. What do you think? Do you think that's the right thing to do, or what? Because I don't. I think that's the wrong thing to do.
People need to grind.
I think they do. I think
Here's
people need to grind.
Here's something for you. I have 4 tier 10 tanks that I didn't play the 8 or 9 to.
Oh, well, there you go then. Which ones are those though?
T57 heavy, Object 263, and what is it? The third one. The Object 140.
Object 140.
No, not the Object. The mouse.
The mouse, yeah, but the mouse you got back in the day when you could have got the mouse without having to go through the tier 9 to get there.
No. What I mean is, I get the certificate for minus 25%.
Yeah.
I have enough. I research, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what you can do. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what you can now do nowadays. And is that right? Do you think?
Nope.
And this is why you get to see a lot of bad gameplay in the upper tiers. Oh look, I've got a container that I didn't even know I had. Got a free XP booster. and this is the thing.
And people missing all the ATs. They're shocking.
Now I understand. You know, I was one of the big arguments. I was one of the big guys to say that I didn't like the changes in 5.5, where, you know, they streamlined it, because I remember back in the day you had your tier 1, never going to change, and then you got to tier 2, and then you could get, you know, obviously at tier 2 you had the on the German line you then split to the Jagdpanzer 1, which took you to the Marder, which then took you to the Hetzer. So at tier 2 you had the Jagdpanzer 1, at tier 3 you had the Marder. And then it started. Now they've got rid of all of that. So now it's just tier 1, 2 and 3 is just 3 tanks. So those grinds, the grind realistically starts at tier 4. And that's the same with every single tech tree now.
And people got no idea how to play a TD.
Yeah.
Once they get to tier 4.
Yeah. So that's the same with every tech tree. So every tech tree now, you've just got those 3 tanks in tiers 1, 2 and 3, and then the grind really starts at tier 4 and tier 5. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not overly, to be honest with you, losing the Jagdpanzer 1 is no big loss, to be fair. But losing the Marder, which is a real tank, and one of the most popular tanks in World War II, one of the most popular tanks.
Like, we were playing the Marder, bunch of unicorns playing the Marder just for Marder. Just murder each other.
Yeah.
Murder each other. It's like super fun.
Yeah.
T82.
See, we don't have the Marder anymore, which is a crying shame.
The T82.
Exactly, that's another one. You know, the Marder was the most popular TD the Germans had during World War II, funnily enough. There were thousands of them made.
Take away the choice of guns now.
Yeah, I mean, and this is why I keep saying that, you know, people are now rushing the tiers, and it's not a good thing, guys, to rush the tiers. Because when you rush the tiers, you're not learning how to play the tanks, the types, the class. You're not even learning the maps that well, to be honest with you. In your eagerness to get to top tier. And all you're doing is you're ruining your own experience, because you're going to get slaughtered in the top tier. Because the big boys play in the top tier. The pro players, the tournament players play in the top tiers. And they will slaughter you if you've got, 600, if you've got, 1,000 games and a 65% win rate. Believe me, that is nothing when you get to a top tier and you come across the likes of the pro players with their 60% win rates and 60,000 battles. They will annihilate you.
All the crew skills researched and all that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it does.
A huge difference.
It makes a massive difference. And, you know, here I am on the Asian server. I'm nowhere near anywhere with the crew skills. Back on the if I go back to the to my proper server, which this time likely you won't see anything because it's just via Apple, so you won't see anybody typing anything in. Having all the crew skills unlocked is massive. It's absolutely massive. Max, I do understand. Trust me, I'm grinding it at the moment. I am grinding on Asia at the moment. But if I go to crew skills, getting to this 7 takes a long time. It does take a long time, and it makes a huge difference.
I'm still not on all 6 right now.
Oh, I've got all 7.
I don't know how. I have 20,000 battles. I'm still not on all 6.
How? Because you can use your premium XP. It's different XP. It's different XP to free XP. So, for example, okay.
I'm confused.
So free XP is the green. Is
embarrassed too.
So no. So you got free XP, okay, which you can use, and then you got premium XP, which is the XP you can convert.
Yeah, but you can convert with credits only to tier 5.
Yeah, that's the problem. You can only convert to. Yeah, after that it goes up.
That's my problem. I don't use gold.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, that's the issue then. Yeah.
I've used credits and I've got most of mine on Asia already up to 4 and 5. And below.
That's what I meant. Elite XP.
So I can understand they don't allow
Which is this.
6 and 7 to be a research with credits, which is okay. They need the money. Okay.
Yeah.
Why I can't enrich a tank at tier 9 or 10?
Yeah, no. It's yeah.
It's stupid. It's just stupid. There's nothing. Like, why not? Like, enriching a tank is only gonna be economic, like if you are playing more than 1,000 or 2,000 games in that tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, they push all the camos, the attachments, and they're just like, you cannot enrich it. Like, for me, Waffenträger is my baby. I wanna like do everything to that tank. No.
Yeah, exactly. Just that's what I mean, Max. That's what I mean.
I'm forced
Fugit
to play other
splits.
tanks to grind credits. Like, why? I need this tank. I have it fun. Let me get some credits. That's it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and you know, there are that's the thing. I mean, why get beaten up because you're in a stock tank? Although, yeah, not paying them is a problem. Although, you know, sometimes some stock tanks aren't that bad. Some stock tanks are bloody terrible, like the Leo PTA or the E50. Are truly horrendous tanks. But the problem I find with the grind isn't the stock tanks as such. It's there's other things involved in the grind that are just soul destroying. And
crew experience.
Crew XP is the one. Yeah.
You buy a tank. Okay, let's go buy a tank and press battle. You are in a huge disadvantage for no reason.
That's what I mean. I mean that is more soul destroying than being stock, because there's nothing you can do about that.
Keep in mind, I played all my tanks stock. I don't free XP a module or use gold for crew crew experience. I played the Sturer email for stock
Oh.
before the buff.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I remember playing that stock before the buff as well, and I remember playing the Dicker Max when it first came out, and it was a terrible, terrible tank, guys. Terrible tank. The guys who've got the Dicker Max since it's been buffed and played with, it's not what it was. That tank was truly an horrendous tank when it first came out. Truly horrendous. Same as the Kampfpanzer 70. That was a truly awful tank when it first came out. Truly horrendous. But yeah, I mean, I remember playing the Staromir when it was stock before the buff, and it was not good. And the engine was awful. I mean, you trundled around, and you couldn't get out of harm's way, and you couldn't turn, and the mobility was dreadful. Everybody could just circle to... Even an AT-8 could circle you to death.
I don't know which stock heavy. When you go uphill, you go left or right, you go backwards.
Oh, I don't know which one's that. It's like the KV4 or something, is it? KV4 maybe.
Yeah, you go uphill stock, and if you traverse left or right, you're going backwards, even full throttle.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are some stock tanks that are just dreadful. It's like I was in the T43 the other day, fully stock, and it's so painful to play stock that I said I'm going to have to use free XP on at least the engine, just the engine, because it goes like 15 kilometers an hour, and it just doesn't turn. And when you get circled to death by something along it, like an SU 100, you're sort of scratching your head, wondering, really, how did this happen? And that was on Asia, so yeah, I did free XP that. But
there's a lot of people playing the KV2 stock gun now.
You know what? The KV2 stock gun has never been that bad. And I'll tell you another one that takes people... It's a great gun to use to take people by surprise. The Charioteer. The stock gun on the Charioteer is a nice gun. And the glorious thing about it is people always automatically think you've got the big gun, which means they think you've got a long reload. And with the Charioteer stock gun, you don't have a long reload, and you've got a really nice gun. And they come hurtling around the corner, and you can smack them really quickly. It's very nice.
Because you can actually deal a lot more damage in the KV2 stock gun now than the big derp gun.
Well, funnily enough, when I had the press account for Asia, I rolled out on the T49, completely forgetting that everything's reset to stock on the press accounts. So I had the stock T49 gun in it, and you know what? It was a fantastic game because it's not a bad gun. It's not a bad gun. The stock 49 gun isn't that bad, but everybody wants to derp. Everybody.
I know, but it's a huge difference when I see a T49 Hornet with a stock gun. Okay, I don't think this dude is having fun the right way in that tank.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, no, I understand that. it's like, come on.
That happened to me also. Like, it was in the enemy team. I see Hornet. Okay, I'm not peeking. I'm not doing anything, and I rotate my camera to see him on the corner of my screen. And wrong gun. Let's go, babe.
Yeah, there is that. It's like, it's like, what was it? It's like when you go out in the AT with the 10-round autoloader.
That's what the auto barrel.
Yeah.
I'm actually right now. I was on that as telling you, but that's more of a troll.
Absolutely, because it's just funny. That is.
You just do one thing, track an enemy that cannot shoot. Just track it.
Yeah.
Keep all your shells just to track it, and then watch him rage. And I think Blitz is gonna lose it there. No way.
Well, I did that the other day on Asia. There was some poor guy in a Tiger 2, I think he was. Was he a Tiger 2? I think it was a Tiger 2. And we were on vineyards, and I just perma-tracked him the whole game. And he rage quit after that. And he was above. What was I in? I can't remember what I was in now. I was in. I was in some light tank. I can't remember. No, that was right. I was in the German Bulldog, and he was above me, so I had good elevation. And he was just sticking. He just stuck his front out a little bit. He hit his sprocket, and just carried on perma-tracking him. So it's like 200 HP every time, and you just know the guy's sort of rage quickened. He's going mad in the corner because there's nothing he can do about that. Not a thing. He's got no gun depression. He's got nothing to do. And I just felt sorry for him. I really did.
I did that in a VK today in a tournament. And I was just perma-tracking somebody and the rest of the team just kept shooting.
Yeah. It's like the other week I was on a live stream, 5 versus 5 skirmish, and I was in the FV301. And I circled to death another FV301, and he wasn't AFK. And you just know that it's because I had more crew skill. I had better crew skills than him. That's the only reason. So I'm circling him to death, and he's in an FV3. It's like, mate, you've got to be rage quitting at this stage. You really have. And then the other thing I noticed with the FV301, and I never knew this until that game, if you get side on to a VK100-01, he can't shoot you. Seriously, he cannot shoot you. He can't get the gun low enough. The barrel goes over. He just can't shoot you. It's brilliant. It's like being in a flat Panzer and going right up to a KV2. They can't shoot you either. So
what's also weird about that tank, it has 105 pen on its shape.
Oh, it's massive. It's massive. I mean, they're going to nerf them. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if we look at them, they're going to be nerfed. I mean, the FV301 is a fantastic tank. It's a beautiful tank, and I loved it. And when I did the review, I said initially it was balanced. That's not strictly true, to be honest with you, because when you combine everything with it, it has got too much armor, realistically. And none of it's spaced armor, by the way. It's just got too much. You should be able to HE it. The reason I said it was balanced at the time is because if you look at the top speed, it's not. It's the average speed is 44. The top speed is 62. So it's not exactly mega quick compared to some tanks, like the LTTB, for example. So it sort of balances out. But for a British tank, it does dish out good damage with a good gun and with absolutely brilliant penetration. I mean, the penetration, 237 is pen. I mean, that's nice. And your rate of fire of 13 rounds a minute. I mean, Ting sent me a replay and he lost credits in this tank. And he got a mastery, but he lost credits, and not once did he fire premium ammo. What he did do is fire something like 75 rounds, which is a lot. And so he used up all his ammunition, and he lost credits because you can do that with this tank. You really can. I mean, if you work it out, I mean, it's 13 rounds a minute. In a 17-minute game, you're going to lose all your ammunition easily with that reload. And that's what makes this tank slightly imbalanced. And it's the same with the others. I mean, the Vickers CR is a fantastic tier 9. It is fantastic. And again, it's this penetration. This penetration, the damage isn't massive, but it's a British tank. But this rate of fire and this penetration does make it formidable, and it is. And the Vickers Light is the same. I mean, if you look at all of them, penetration is just slightly high. I mean, I don't think they're not OP. I said that in my review. They're not OP. But since then, I've played them more, and I can see why people are saying maybe that's just a little bit too much. But it doesn't make it OP, because it's maybe it needs a slight tweaking to balance it. But that's all. But they are 3 fantastic tanks. three utterly fantastic tanks, and I love all three of them. I think they're great, and I think they're a welcome addition. I think Blitz at the upper tiers do need more light tanks, not with missiles, just light tanks.
I agree, but here's my counter argument. They're light, they should be achievable.
I totally agree. That's what I'm saying. The
only advantage I have in my VT is my 960 Alpha loaded on a heavy or on a medium or a light pushing me. That's my only advantage.
Yeah.
If I am a VT behind a corner, he cannot push me because I have 960 Alpha. But if he knows that I cannot pin him with HE,
yeah.
he can out-trade me with his HE with 440 Alpha and delete me in 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean they're not OP, but I agree with you on that. If you look at all three of these British lights, there is no spaced armor. There is no spaced armor on them. So if we look at them, you can see that there's no spaced armor realistically. There's this big chunk here on the front plate, and there's welded parts on the turret, but that's not spaced armor, guys. So
AP bouncing on the gun mantlet.
Yeah. Well, the gun mantlet is pretty thick, but
It's a light tank.
But I was about to get to that. So these should be akin to like a bat chat. You should be able to HE them with ease like a bat chat.
Okay, I can hit the gun mantlet, not pin. Okay, no problem. I need to knock out that gun and the turret at the same time.
Yeah, I mean when you look at
Give
the
me
bat.
that at least.
I mean, when you look at the bat chat does have a lower profile, I agree. But everything on this tank, I mean, here, this is spaced armor, by the way, on a bat chat. In real life, this is spaced. So this along the fender here is all spaced armor. And it is the same in the game, I believe. But a bat chat is very easily pennable with HE. And you can wipe one out with a 183. You can get rid of a bat chat easily in a 183. And this is the other thing. See this turret? See where the turret meets, the upper turret meets this lower sort of part of the turret in the bat chat? That again is also spaced armor. It's because the turret sits inside of this ring, and the turret ring is elevated, and that gives it spaced armor. But you can see that there's a space between the turret and this ring, which exists in real life. Because the turret is mounted on like a ball to go like this, but you can pen the turret easily in a bat chat. So there's nuances to the tanks that shouldn't really be there. But I agree with that. I mean, you should be able to HE the British lights with ease, and you can't, unfortunately.
Big guns are powerful when they're not shooting, when they have one in the chamber. Like if I am a cross. Like, you would never push a Death Star if he has one loaded.
No.
Even full HP, there's a huge, ammo rack. You don't do that. So
Well, put it this way. I was in the Vickers Light. A Death Star hit me with his Hesh, and he didn't wipe me out. He only took 960 out of me.
Yeah, not a lot.
Which left me with half my hit points, if you look at it properly, because my hit points is 1,800. So he took out 900 and something. I've still got half my hit points, and I'm going to be able to circle him to death because he's a Death Star.
Yeah, but the player should be knowing that the show is your only security. Keep it in the champ. Even if he pushes me, I'm not gonna shoot it unless I can do something with it.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you look at say, if we change that, we look at the Death Star, and this is the difference. So when you look at its ammunition, average damage for its HE and its premium HE is 1,300. Now, you can wipe out a bat chat easily with both HE and premium in a Death Star. You can't in a Vickers Light. Don't ask me why. It's completely different. It's completely different.
Here's a scenario for you. You are in a gorilla, and you have a Death Star in front of you.
Mhm.
His holding is looking over the map, and you are shooting from behind him. Okay, so you are secure knowing that no one would push you, because that 183 is, I don't know, gonna wreck them on the way.
Yes.
So the light, wait. 183 shoots, and he ignores him completely and rush to you at the gorilla in the corner.
Yeah.
And get to the back of the 183. So the 183 killed you both by shooting.
Yeah.
That's something. I don't know how many times you can rage at the 183. From his perspective, he didn't do anything wrong. He shot and he's dead.
Yeah.
But he didn't know that shooting is what killed us.
Absolutely.
In the chamber, we're safe.
Well, this is the thing with the 183. But yeah, I mean,
You need one shot and you can quit the game, no problem. No matter how many.
oh,
rounds
absolutely,
they are.
absolutely. And it's like, I mean, the best game I ever had in a Jaegeroo, I was one-shotting. I literally one-shotted Leo 1 to death. Good HE roll, back of his ass, boom. Just put him on fire, took all his hit points in one go. Did the same with a Bat Chat. Same game. Did 8,000 damage in that game. And used a lot of HE on a lot of different tanks. But I couldn't do that if those tanks were Vickers CR or Vickers Light or an FE301. It wouldn't have happened. Because they absorb HE for some reason. The same way as the Sheridan absorbs HE. But the Sheridan has spaced armor. And so does the T90. And the T92 just bugs me. It really bugs me.
Has what on?
I'm gonna love you and leave you.
Yeah, no, we're gonna knock it on the head there. I think we've been on for 2 hours, which is more than enough for this time, for this chat. So thank everybody on YouTube for jumping in. Again, it was a pleasure for you to jump on board. Thank everybody on Discord for joining in the conversation and throwing across their bits and bobs. That was fantastic, as always. We talked about a fair few things. Who knows what's going to happen next week? We may get some more stuff to talk about. So until then, guys, again, thanks for popping in, and I'll catch you all again soon. Until then, have a lovely weekend, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye for now.
Yeah.